Here we have for sale our July 2020 on a 20 plate Ford Transit Leader. This is the L4H3 model, which is also known as the Jumbo. This has got the 2-litre Eco Blue TDCi engine with 130 brake horsepower. And what we're going to do in this video is have a little walk around. I'll show you the spec that you get on a Transit Leader of this age, and we'll also have a look at a couple of extra little bits and bobs on this particular van, and also the condition as well, seeing as it is currently available for sale. One thing to mention as well, this is the rear wheel drive. That's a tongue twister. So starting here at the rear of the vehicle, we can see that we've got rear barn doors. What I mean by that, 2 doors which open in that sort of fashion, and there's a couple of options, a couple of extras to talk about on the rear of this van. So starting at the very top, this thing pointing out here at the top, that is a reversing camera. Very, very nice to have on a van of this size, because obviously it just makes reversing that much easier. But if the reversing camera is not enough, then you've also got rear parking sensors as well, nicely integrated there into the rear bumper. Also then at the rear of the vehicle, you can see that we've got the locks for vans, slam locks. So you've got 2 main types of locks, which you get for extra security on vans. You get a deadlock, which is a lock which you would manually use the key for to lock it and unlock it. And then a slam lock will automatically lock when you shut the door. So if I try and open the door now, you won't be able to actually open the door. So even though on the fob it may be unlocked, you won't actually be able to open it because the slam lock automatically activates. So what you do is you put the key into the slam lock, turn it, and then it pops it open like so. You can, and we have done this in the past for customers, you can actually deactivate those if you didn't want them. And then in that case, they will act as a really good deterrent because of their great security on the van. But as I say, they can be very, very handy as well, because you know you can walk away from the van. As long as you shut the door, you can walk away in confidence that the van is locked and you haven't got to remember to use your key. If we open up the rear doors, you'll see, like all other Transits, this little yellow tab just in here. If you push that to the green lock, you can then open the rear doors up. These doors are the 270 degree versions, and you'll see there in a second that will stick to the magnet there to hold that door in that position. Fantastic, because it really gives you maximum accessibility then into the rear of the van. Of course, they will just lock in place like this at 90 degrees if you want them to, but as I say, simply push that to the green lock, open it up, and then, as I say, it will swing open and it will stick there via a magnet at 270 degrees, and it gets the doors right out the way. If you're going to be loading into the back of this van, especially with a forklift or something like that, you haven't got these doors in the way. And then what this gives you then is this fantastic load space in the back of the van. Great load length in the back of these. It's over 4 meters long, I believe. And you've also got a fantastic height as well. I'm 6 foot, and I can clearly walk around in the back of this van. There's a good probably 5 or 6 inches above my head as I'm walking around in the back of the van. And then this gives you a chance then to look at the ply lining. And it's very good being able to demonstrate this on a van of this size, because I can just get in and walk around and show you. But you can see the ply lining here. Of course, it is in used condition, but it's in very good condition at that. Clearly not been used for any real heavy work in that time. You can see here as well, we've got plenty of tie-down points around the vehicle. They're all at the bottom of the bulkhead, etc. as well. And you've got storage here above the cab, and then you've got the factory-fitted bulkhead, which is just bolted in around the outside. So you can remove that if you didn't need it for any reason. Maybe you were going to convert it into a camper van, which we've sold a lot of these vans for in the past. If we shut the rear doors now, then we can continue to go around to the rest of the van. So just to shut them, as I say, these will just simply locate there in the door, and they shut. One thing with slam locks, make sure before you shut the door you've got the key in your pocket. Thankfully with this van we have got the spare key for the slam lock as well. So in the terrible event that you were to leave the keys and the step inside there and you were to shut the door, as I say, we've got the spare key which you could keep safe somewhere. maybe in your wallet or something like that, I don't know, to be able to get in that event. Looking then down the passenger side of the vehicle, we can have a good look at the reflections down here, have a look for any dents, ripples, scratches, anything like that. I can see there are a couple of little pin dents here on the side loading door, just a couple just here. Very common to see that on the side loading door, especially on a big side loading door like this, where people will push their hand on it to shut the door as well. So they'll use sort of two hands to shut the door. So it's very common that we see that. Otherwise here, looking down the side of the vehicle, it's looking really, really clean and presentable indeed. On an L4, and the easiest, quickest ways to tell an L4 from an L3 at a distance is if it's got these side marker lights. If it's got those side marker lights, you know straight away that it's an L4 and not an L3. A little tip for you just there. Moving then round to the front of the vehicle. Again, another option or another extra which has been added to this particular vehicle is we've got front parking sensors on here as well. One thing to note, I believe the sensors in the camera are aftermarket. I believe they've been added afterwards. Doesn't take away from the usability of them. They work absolutely fine. I've tested them myself. They're absolutely no problem at all. But yeah, I do believe they've been added afterwards and not by from the factory by Ford themselves. Looking here at the front bonnet, all looking in really good order. There's no excessive stone chipping or anything like that. It's all as you would expect for a vehicle of this age and mileage. Moving then to the driver's side, looking down the driver's side here, it's all looking in pretty good order. Again, a couple of tiny little, I mean this is probably being hypercritical, but there's a couple of tiny little pin dents just here, and there is a small little mark just there. Hopefully you can pick that up in the camera. You'll notice, as I say, I'm very honest when it comes to walking around these vehicles. Any marks or anything like that I can see, I will gladly point out to you as well. But great condition on the outside of this van. Opening up the driver's door then, we can have a look at the spec and condition in here. So, looking first at the step, all absolutely fine. No excessive wear or anything there. If I move this mat out the way here, this gives you a chance to look at the floor. Again, you can see there's no excessive wear to the floor. Driver's seat, same story there. We've got the driver's armrest, which is on a ratchet, so you can set that to your desired height. Height adjustability of the driver's seat. This is the thigh adjustment at the front. Looking on top of the driver's door, we have electric windows just here. We do have two keys with the vehicle. One is the full remote, and then one is the non-remote as the spare. And as I mentioned, we have got a spare for the slam lock key as well. You can see here that you can actually turn the parking sensors on or off manually using that switch just there. On top of the dashboard here, you've got a USB and a 12-volt socket just there. You've got a multifunctioning steering wheel. On the left-hand side here, you've got the volume controls for the radio, and also you can answer and hang up the phone. And on the right-hand side, we've got the onboard computer controls as well. If I turn the van on, if I just jump in for a second. If I turn the van on, you can see the mileage there, 15,233.6 miles to be exact. And you can see there, started it up, it's all idling correctly, there's no warning lights or anything like that on the dashboard, all lovely to see. You have got a few driving modes just here. So if you press on mode, it will flick through from, if I need to get these out of the way. So you've got normal, eco, slippery. So a few different driving modes there. 6-speed manual gearbox to go along with that 130 brake horsepower engine, very nice indeed. And you'll also see up here, this is mentioning something about the system updates and things like that, which you can do on the van. You can connect this van to the Ford Pass Connect app, and that allows you to actually lock and unlock the van via an app on your phone. You can check how much fuel is in it, you can see if you've left any doors unlocked, anything like that. Really handy to connect your phone to that. If I put the van into reverse, you can see the reversing camera there comes up in the mirror up there. Otherwise, you can use that to have a good look at yourself. Looking down here then, we've got a USB port, another 12-volt socket just there. Plenty of storage up on top of the dashboard as well. Looking at the passenger seats, we've got this fold-down work tray, somewhere to store some paperwork, and a couple of cup holders just there as well. You can lift up the seats, and we've got storage then underneath the passenger seats. You can do exactly the same with the far seat there. And finally, we've got a little hidden cup holder just there as well. All in lovely order in here, all as to be, as I say, expected for a van of 15,000 miles. So just to summarise, this is a 2020 on a 20 plate Ford Transit L4H3 Leader. Leader is just the name of these newer vans. It's got the 2-litre TDCI, blue TDCI should I say, or Eco Blue TDCI I believe they call it now, and that basically means that it's got AdBlue and it's Euro 6. You can take it into the ultra low emissions zone areas without having to pay the ultra low emissions zone charge. 130 brake horsepower. We've got the lovely features of the front and rear parking sensors. We've got the reversing camera, the locks of vans, slam locks on the side door and the rear barn doors as well. 270 degree rear barn doors. Ply lining in the back. A fantastic workhorse of a van, great size in the back of there, and you've got the manufacturer's warranty as well until July 2023 for absolute peace of mind. If you'd like to inquire, please feel free to give us a call on either of the numbers listed here at the bottom of the sign. We can arrange finance on all of our vans starting as low as 7.9% APR, and we can also take cars or vans in part exchange as well. Thank you very much for watching.